Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody else, this is John Paval with another special edition this week about the Lakes Area Music Festival, which has 3 live stream concerts for you this week on July 29th, on August 1st, and on August 3rd. And today, no, actually July 30th. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. And today is July 30th, so the first of them is later today. It'll be coming in the evening in Minnesota, which is where the Lakes area is located. And so you have time to get your schedule set up and plan on enjoying it. This is it's a lovely 3 different concerts. The first one is going to be about Nightingale music by various composers, mostly French, because the French, they love nightingales, you know. Then there's a concert which is up and coming, debuting young opera singers, 4 sopranos and a tenor. And then there will be a third concert, which is all about a pianist magician. And I'm looking forward to telling you about each of them. You can see all of the people there displayed on that particular image that I have beside me. Now, before I go any further, I want to remind you, if you're, hold on a second, I need to start managing these photos, which is becoming difficult to do on Restream, which is our standard platform. I need to remind you, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our other platforms, please subscribe to and or follow Access Arts Live. That would be on YouTube, X, Instagram, Threads, and or LinkedIn. And we'll continue to provide you more than 1,000 live links to live performances online in the coming year. No other website or channel can say that. Okay, so let us then move forward to the first offering that I can tell you about. So I'm going to put that picture back up for you. There you go. Okay. Wednesday, July 30th, the Lakes Area Music Festival live streams an evening of Nightingale music by Sanson, Messiaen, Kevin Lowe, and Chausson, with soloist Grace Park, Adam Golka, Brooke Ferguson, and Jay Shankar. This will be at 7:30 in the evening, Central Daylight Time. That's right. Minnesota is in Central Daylight Time Zone in the United States. That makes it 8:30 on the East Coast, 5:30 on the West Coast, 12:30 at night down under in Australia, and 8:30 in the morning Thursday morning. No, it's 8:30 in the morning Thursday morning down under in Australia. It's 12:30 at night here in Europe, where I am live streaming from. And folks, I just keep making mistakes. We're late today, and I just keep running into the studio to get this done. So let me tell you more about the specific pieces they'll be playing. They'll be playing the Avery portion from Saint-Saëns' Carnival of the Animals. Then they'll be playing Blackbird, Le Mer Noir by Olivier Messiaen. Then they'll be playing a piece by Kevin Lowe, or Lowe is how it'd be pronounced in French. I'm not familiar with Kevin Lowe or Lowe, the Nightingale specifically, and then Ernest Chausson's interesting concerto for violin, piano, and string quartet. And I want to tell you about these different artists, the soloists that we have on hand for it. You can see them listed there at the top of that page. I'm wondering, do I have a separate image of them elsewhere, which is what I had planned on doing. Then I went to go looking for it, and I didn't find it right away. But it is very likely squirreled away in a, yeah, here it is. Okay, now I found it, which is why you're looking at the big blue thing instead of something which is more appropriate to these artists. But I'll get it up for you in a moment. It's one of those days, folks. Running behind, throwing things together at the last minute here. I'm almost there to provide you with this photo that I've been looking for like 3 minutes, which, folks, is an eternity when you're doing a podcast live online. Couldn't be avoided. Here they are. Here's the four of them. Grace Park, Adam Golka, Bruce Ferguson, and Jay Shankar are the various soloists in these pieces. Let me tell you about them. Grace Park is the violin soloist. She was the winner of the Naumburg International Violin Competition. She's an Angeleno from Los Angeles. So she started at the Colburn School and Conservatory, and then got a BM and MM at New England Conservatory. She's done solo debuts at the Colorado Music Festival, the Bard Festival, at Carnegie Hall with the New York Youth Symphony. She has others set up at the Seoul Art Center and with Les Musiciens du Louvre, the musicians of the Louvre, who are directed by Mark Minkowski. And she also did an appearance at the Dvorak Hall in Prague with the Prague Philharmonia, and has a debut solo album out on Orchid Classics, playing Mozart and Dvorak with the Prague Philharmonia, which just came out this spring. She's an adjunct professor at the John J. Calley School of Music at Montclair State University. The piano soloist is Adam Golka. I think there are two piano soloists, but you'll correct me if I'm wrong. He's a Polish-American pianist, went to Texas Christian and then the Peabody Conservatory. He played all 32 of Beethoven's piano sonatas when he was only 18 years old. He did it again in 2021 a couple of times and live streamed it. And what I'm not sure of is whether he just sat down and played all of them, because generally there are pianists who've been doing that. Gilbert's been doing it at Wigmore Hall this past year, and another pianist has been doing it for Stage Plus at the Boulez Hall in Berlin. They do them four at a time. They don't sit down and do 32. So I'm just not sure what the format was for the way Golka does it, just how crazy he went. But he's played at places like Tokyo's Musashino Hall, the Amsterdam's Concertgebouw, the Jardin de Luxembourg in Paris. That's a garden. I'm very familiar with it. And New York's Alice Tully Hall. He's played with some orchestras like the Warsaw Phil, the BBC Scottish Symphony, the Shanghai Phil, the Columbia Symphony Orchestra, and then a list of U.S. orchestras, including San Francisco, Atlanta, Indianapolis, New Jersey, etc. He's very involved with a group called Krizova Music for Europe, which is a chamber music festival, but also they sponsor tours that go all around Europe. So he's got a couple of albums coming out on First Hand Records, it's called, and he currently teaches at Bard College in Cambridge, Mass. Then the next person that's on the list of the soloist is Loli Karuna. And this is where we come to Kevin Lau's piece, The Nightingale. So this is where Loli Karuna comes in. And I have a separate photo of Loli Karuna for you, because he's not one of the musicians. But it's very interesting because he's what you call a musician activist, if you can believe that. Very interesting guy, and I want to tell you about him. He's going to be doing a narration to go with the piece, The Nightingale by Kevin Lau. So it'll be a narration of the story. Here's a picture of Loli Karuna. Loli Karuna started out as a bassoon player, and then he walked away from that as part of a desire, we're told, to decolonize classical music in the United States. Became a podcaster, heard on the radio and in podcast all over the U.S. and over 100 countries. The New York Times named his podcast, it's called Trilloquy, Trilloquy, if you want to look it up, as required listening and a top 10 classical music podcast. And he was named among Musical America's top 30 arts professionals of the year last year in 2024. This guy is a real mover and doer, and he's played with orchestras as a bassoonist, including with my beloved Detroit Symphony Orchestra. So he's got to be a good guy. So this would be an interesting narration of the story of the Nightingale to go together with the playing of the music. I'm getting messages telling me that the cameras were connected and reconnected. I have no idea what any of that is about. So I hope those of you who are watching, you're still getting everything. If you're not, just drop me a note and let me know, and I will see what I can do by jiggling the website for you. I need to adjust one thing on the computer. There we go. Now we're back in good shape. Except that now I have disappeared, so I think I'll come back sometime or other. There you go. Technical issues, folks. This is what happens when you're doing it live. So next up among the soloists is Brooke Ferguson. She's the principal flautist of the Colorado Symphony Orchestra and has been for 15 years. So she's really experienced. A Carnegie Mellon graduate. On her way up, just before she got hired at the Colorado Symphony, she won the Young Artist Award at the National Flute Association competition. And she's performed with the Colorado Symphony, with Rocco, which is, if I'm right about what this is, it's a highly interesting group of about 40 musicians down in Houston, Texas, and they're doing live streaming, and we're going to start telling you about that coming in September when they start live streaming. And her bio says she's taken place in over 50 multicultural and gender-inclusive world premieres by composers across the globe with Rocco, and you can find them all on Rocco's website. Finally, there's Jay Shankar, who's a clarinetist with the Milwaukee Symphony, but he's guested with Chicago, Cleveland, San Diego, Baltimore Symphony Orchestras as well. And then when it comes to, there's that the closing concerto by Chausson for violin, piano, and string quartet. The members of the string quartet, I'm sorry, I can't go on forever giving bios of everybody, but the members of the string quartet are Christopher Wickley and Kumiko Sakamoto on the violin, Lauren Spalding on the viola, and Alex Cox on the cello. So that's tonight's offering for you from the Lakes Area Music Festival. If you don't know it, this might be the opportunity to discover it. It's free of charge. You have nothing to lose. I'm always telling people that about these concerts. All right, next up. Ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum. I hope we can find the musicians who are next up. Here they are. Friday, August 1st, the Lakes Area Music Festival live streams opera arias by singers in the Lake Area Music Festival Artist Program. 5 young artists who are already taking the first steps on opera stages across the country in the U.S. This will be, again, at 7:30 in the evening, Central Daylight Time, 8:30 on the East Coast, 5:30 on the West Coast, half past midnight in Europe, and 8:30 in the morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time. We give you the link to these are all on YouTube, by the way. We give you the link to the YouTube page. These are all young performers who are in the early stages of their careers and getting their first roles at places like the Toledo Opera House or places like that, and first starting to get their feet wet. So they're not just students, they are at that first stage of professional work and here given a chance to shine for you on Friday night for a night at the opera. Then we move on to the Sunday night, the Sunday afternoon concert from the Lakes Area Music Festival, which is it's gonna this is not like your usual concert that you see. That's Igor Lipinski right there in the picture. Let me give this a proper introduction. Sunday, August 1st, the Lakes Area Music Festival live streams the Polish-born pianist, musical scholar, and magician Igor Lipinski, who, following in the footsteps of pianists like Victor Borge, will play his critically acclaimed and unique mix of magic and music from Ravel to Gershwin. That'll be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Daylight Time. That's 2 o'clock on the East Coast and 8 o'clock in the evening here in Europe, and an unwatchable hour down in Australia, so I won't give it to you. He'll be playing portions of movements from Ravel's Piano Concerto in G, the third movement, Poulenc's Piano Concerto in C sharp, the second movement, Takashi Yoshimatsu's Piano Concerto Opus 67, the third movement, Grazina Bacevich's Piano Concerto movement, the third movement, Rachmaninoff's Paganini Rhapsody, the Adagio from that, and then the third movement from the Piano Concerto in F by Gershwin. Lipinski is a pianist, bachelor's from the Eastman School of Music, doctorate from the Northwestern Beanon School of Music, then taught at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, won the Teacher of the Year Award. Then starting in 2017, he moved to the University of Oklahoma to teach, where he has now become tenured faculty. So he's a real pianist. He's played with orchestras like the Rochester Phil, the Cape Cod Symphony Orchestra, the Oklahoma City Philharmonic, the Shreveport Symphony Orchestra. So he's not playing with the New York Phil and the LA Phil, but he's playing with good regional orchestras. And when he was doing his doctorate, he got interested in unusual or unique piano performances, and from Liszt to Victor Borge. And then he developed a recital program, which was his honors senior thesis called Piano Illusions, working together with Teller of the Penn and Teller comedy Magic duo in Las Vegas. And now he performs that. And so this is what he's going to be performing on Sunday for you. And as you see, he actually does card tricks, apparently, during this performance. And he has done this performance. He went to, God bless him, he went to the Edinburgh International Festival off last year with it. And he's going back. He'll be at the Edinburgh Festival again this year in August. I think it's August 6th to the 23rd. If you happen to be going to the Edinburgh International Festival, if you're one of our European followers, well, look for Igor Lipinski and his magic and music piece. So all three of these concerts. Well, let me just say, this strikes me as if you want to have a good time, this is reminiscent of, as I say, of the kind of things that Victor Borge used to do, these kind of comedic concerts, but they are not without real music, real classical music. And it's, I'm not wearing my bow tie today. This is relaxed. It's a summer Sunday afternoon concert or a Sunday evening concert, if you're in Europe, free of charge, which should be a lot of fun. I mean, personally, I love magic. If I'm at a party or someplace and a magician walks in, I start giggling the minute I realize he's a magician, because everything they say, everything they do is a joke. It's just all fake, and they're like standing there talking. But I know it's all part of the manipulative process. I mean, I'm a performing artist myself, an actor, a lyric tenor. So I know somebody who's acting when he's acting, and everything they do and say, every movement, every twitch, every movement, every look of the eyes is part of a game. And I think it's hilarious. Anyway, I think this gives you three interesting, lively summer concerts to enjoy from the Lakes Area Music Festival. There will be more coming up in the following week or weeks. And each week we will try to keep you up to date by giving you some rapid summaries, as I've just done, of the different concerts that the Lakes Area Music Festival is putting on. I commend them to you as a good time with classical music, with a real summer feeling to it, from the heartland of the United States of America. Okay, ciao for now. That's basically it for this week. There may be a few. I may be back online on Friday with some weekend highlights if I come across anything new. There's still You can, if you go to our different websites, you will find that there are summaries of live streams still to come this week from the Bowdoin International Music Festival, from the Seattle Chamber Music Festival. They have one more live stream coming on Friday. I think Bowdoin has one more this week, but they will be continuing the week after that. In addition to that, the Bowdoin International Music Festival is filled with student chamber music performances and with master classes being given by some of the top musicians who come in and do the concerts that we tell you about. So I recommend if you have a shortage of live stream classical music in your life, the Bowdoin International Music Festival does 54 live streams in July and August. There's plenty out there to enjoy. So with that, I will say, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that one, more, some, or any of these offerings from the Lakes Area Music Festival inspire you, uplift you, or just show you a good time. And I think Igor Levinsky is really going to do his best to make sure you have a good time on Sunday. Okay, before I sign off completely, I have to remind you again, as I always do. Hold on a second. If you're following this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're following this on any of our other platforms, please subscribe to and or follow Access Arts Live on YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or LinkedIn, and we will continue to provide you with more than 1,000 live links to live performances online in the coming year, and no other outlet or content creator or platform can make that claim. Ciao for now, and thanks for tuning in.